Hey guys, and welcome back to Tragick. And this is basically a reseller video. So I want to talk today. I want to talk about. Thank you for tuning in. I'm definitely trying to get a lot more content on here, and plus with videos where you can see my face. I know people appreciate that. They don't really like the audio track, and then that being it. It's kind of boring. I understand that. So you like to at least look at somebody, talking. So today I want to talk about basically one niche, and then at the end I'm going to give you a little bit of update on the channel and what's going to come of it in the future. But today I want to talk about electronics and talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to start kind of diving into the niches separately because I know from my standpoint, I like when people talk and make the videos as short as possible and talk about different things, and that you can go there and you don't have to wait, 30 minutes waiting on a video, in which I do sometimes rant on and stuff about things, but I want to get to the topic straight ahead. So let's talk about electronics. Electronics are very profitable, and I will admit I am a new reseller to the Amazon game, and I don't have access to a lot of eBay stuff, but I do watch a lot of videos. I do know those tips, and I can pass them on to you guys, even though I can't use them. But you still could do it probably on like some of the other sites, and you may have some people buying it. The thing about it too is you got to realize is the more you use the social media is another tool that you need to use, especially if you're not able to use eBay. And that's, I know what I do, and I seem to get a lot of views, but I don't know how many views that really is. But getting into electronics, it's basically, GoDaddy and GoMom always talk a lot about remotes. I haven't gotten into them, but I do know that people do turn in remotes a lot at the local Goodwill here by me. So definitely going to check that out. So that's something you need to look for. And there's a way to test them. They actually have a good video, I think, on how to test remotes on GoDaddy's channel. So definitely check that out. GILLDADDY, GoDaddy. And there's other things too. You just gotta be on the lookout for handheld games. Would be in the electronics section of a thrift store. And I'm not really going into electronics as far as video games and everything. I'll talk about that at a later date. This is mainly for like the things you're gonna find in the electronics area at like thrift stores. And when I talk about that, I mean basically Goodwill, and then all the other thrift stores. Basically, they follow the same kind of formula. They have different kinds of things, but they usually have separate areas for certain things. Some thrift stores I have been to, they mix in their electronics in with their knickknacks and stuff like that, and they're just like basically they put everything randomly except for their media, their movies, something like they may put them in a different section because they know people can steal those. Yeah. Anyway, but electronics, remotes, handheld games might be over there. Modems. Modem seems to be a hot seller, and I think people didn't think about that before. And I think it's something kind of new that people are actually starting to learn about. Modems can be very, very profitable. What I will tell you is just to make sure you find out. If you can't find out what all goes with it, then just basically make an assumption to what the parts are called, and try and put as much. If you don't know what goes with them, basically to say this is what I have in your listing, and you could sell them on Amazon. Just make sure you put in the description or the condition note that you have the actual router box, and then you have try and see what the things say on the cords, and maybe just saying something what it says on the cord that has this on it. You could do that, and that'll actually, some routers go from, the one I got, I thought it was worth $80, but for some reason it wasn't coming up on my Profit Bandit very good, which I'll get into that at a later date, which I don't find Profit Bandit is actually going to be very helpful sometimes. But they go anywhere. The one I got, I think I'm selling it for around like 30. They can go as far, they can go for 20, anywhere up to 20 to, probably close to $100, and that's, you might get a good one that goes over $100. I don't really know. But electronics, there's a lot there, that you can, look at and, definitely, make money off of. There is, I'm trying to think of what else is usually over in the electronics area. There is, you might look at calculators. They usually put calculators over there, and that's something that you can think about getting into as well. And a lot of people, GoDaddy actually has a lot of information about these kind of things, like electronics thing where you can buy, and a lot of people talk about them. You know, calculators you can do, you can look them up. I know you can find about any calculator on there. And I mean, if you don't find something and it's something small that you can package up and easily, get to Amazon, and you don't, and maybe you just think it to be more profitable, you could always create a listing for the product on Amazon.com. So on Amazon, you can always create a listing. I mean, you can go to certain sites and just buy like a barcode at a time. It's smarter to buy them in the multiple quantities. 50 to 100, barcodes, because it just saves you money. But if you're not doing it very often, and if you just want to buy like one to five, you can buy them and it may cost more in the long run. But if you're a guy who usually doesn't get, things that requires you to create, or you don't really do a whole lot of bundles, you can go and you can buy just like 1 to 5 barcodes. You can buy 1, 2 barcodes. You can buy just one at a time if you want to. It'll get a little bit expensive. I think some of those places, they charge like anywhere like $5 to $9 just for one barcode if you do that. So that's where you got to kind of watch yourself. So if you plan on doing a lot of that stuff, I would buy barcodes. And this kind of goes with the electronic thing, because you might find some electronics that you can't find on Amazon, but that, it's like, well, I sold something else like this on Amazon. I can sell this on Amazon. I just got to create a listing for it now. And there's some, categories that you might be able to sell without having to buy a barcode. I know right now, I am currently in sports collector. The sports collectibles is what I can sell under. I got that approved. So I don't have to have a barcode to create listings. They allow you to do that because they know that these kind of items, they just, they just kind of know that it's going to be hard and difficult to create a listing for a billion different cards that you could have to list on there. And I think that's why they do that. A dog barking in the background. 2 people walking their dogs just now a second ago. I was like, yes, the awesomeness of making a YouTube video. And that's about it for electronics. So I want to keep it short and sweet. If anybody has any other questions about electronics, ask me, and I'll, maybe reach into my, bag of knowledge that I have stuck in my head. But I mean, I think that's about it. I mean, anything, you're going to find anything in that, controllers. I found a Sega Genesis controller. It was an original Sega Genesis controller. There wasn't a Sega anywhere in sight. Unless they just hadn't brought it out and they already brought the Sega in, or they tested the Sega and it didn't work, or it was just looked like it didn't work, so they just didn't put it out there. I don't know. Somebody could have just bought the console, which would be weird. You'd think you'd look through the controllers first before you walk out, but maybe they didn't have it out there yet. Yeah, there's controllers, there's handheld games you can make a lot of money on. Handheld games sometimes go for 20 to 40 to more. There's a lot of other things. You just have to look in that area. There's a lot of sealed items I see sometimes over there. They may not be worth it very much, but if you get them on half day, it may be worth it. If you can find it on Amazon, then that's your goal right there. I mean, the way I see it is if you sell something on Amazon and you can get at least $10 to $15 for it, you're good. You're good. And even then, like I said, I'll pick up some stuff just because I know I just need to get inventory into Amazon, and the more I get in there, then I can, I can mess with the prices once they're in there, I just need to get the items in there, and then I can, put it at a good price when I send it in, see if it sells quick. If it doesn't sell right away, then I have the opportunity to mess with the pricing, and I can do that, from my house, or, my apartment, whatever. And, that's what you got to do. So that's been my electronics tips today, and I will do an update on. Your dog's barking around me. Anyway, on that note, thank you for watching. Like down below, subscribe if you like me. More content coming this way. I'll probably do a brief update video so people will know what's going on with the channel. If you want to know what's going on with the channel, check that video out. It'll probably be after or before. It'll probably be the newest one. Added in with some other videos. All right. Keep on rocking. This has been Brad Tragick. Later.